What's up, guys? Oh man.
Who did that? Guess we will never know.
Well, anyway, what's up, guys? Kind of a long day yesterday. But let's see what we got here. Anyway, I'm trying to think of what the fuck was that. Yeah, I saw this short. It was talking about why do nurses hate husbands or whatever it is. Always some type of bullshit out there with.
Greetings, Wellspring. I hate the problem.
The order's got something. I want it.
Something about, you know, I always want to say something about when women make a lot of money in that, they normally don't want to be with anybody. But when men make more money than that, they actually want to be with someone. I like never completely understood. Like why is it always like that? You know, it's like every time I see that women make a lot of money, that the only time they ever want to be with a man is when they're desperate and they get lonely. I find that kind of interesting. Like very interesting. Because I'll be sitting there and like I try to think about, you know, when a woman sits there and eats like so Brandon's. One lady managers I work with, she said something about her about our other manager now. And I asked her like, why does she get a boyfriend? She said, oh, because she's lonely. I said, okay. Like, what the fuck does that even mean? What do you mean by lonely? Like, I know what it means to be alone, but to not be, like,
Are you
I
the
guess
best
you would call
Pyros has?
successful. Is that what you mean by that? Like, you're not successful?
Meantime, I have another form of compensation.
Or something finally kicked in, you're like, I need to have a kid. All these women in their 30s do all the same things. Like, they try their hardest to get laid. They'll find, like, the simpest or the easiest dude that they can conjure in. Now, it all depends on how attractive they are, you know. Like, most women in their 30s are average
I
looking as
always
well.
make time for the little stuff.
They're never, like, they're never, like, super attractive. Like I say, you know, like, my manager lady that I have a thing with, she's actually, like, she's actually got a really nice body, man. She's very attractive in the body, and that. Her face is average, you know, I can't really complain about her face, but I don't know what it is. It's always when women don't have children, or, like, accidentally had children, that, for some odd reason, want to say it's an accident. Oh no, it just fell out, you know. But anyway, basically what I'm trying to say is there's always been some type of thing going around with women sitting there. They play this game when they're young. They get all this attention that, and then when they get old and they start to get to that lazy point, people want to be in relationships because they're so scared to die alone. Like, man, dude, no one dies alone. You choose to be alone. You have family. You have people that are, that you're willing to be with. Your dumbass just chooses to be alone. You always have family. There's always friends around. People just choose to do the lonely thing. They choose to be alone. Like, there's countless times people can go out and mingle with people and that and try to get into relationships and that, but they choose fucking not to. And then they're the first ones that get fucking, like, upset in that because they can't find anyone because they want it so bad. They said stop wanting shit so bad. And I do, I kind of understand why. I mean, not anymore. I don't get it for myself because I don't care about that stupid shit. But other people, man, it's like you can't just be happy. Like a child's happy by himself. It's like you can't be happy with playing video games now. Like, what makes you think that you have to be in a relationship? I mean, like a full-on relationship. You could just have a friendship. Like, some people are meant to be fucking single. Like, the way I look at myself and that, I want to be fucking single. Until I find someone that is, potent enough to deal, to be with me that wants to actually understand me. I don't like the whole bullshit thing where I want to keep on dating that and get all that, misery and shit. Fuck that shit. Like, most women that I personally have, like, gotten close to, most of them were just, like I said before in many streams, they were just hoes. They just wanted sex. They didn't want love. And every time I look at those situations, and I'm just like, why? The guys think it's just so stupid. Fuck that big dumbass.
Render unto Moxie that which is Moxie's.
Yeah, I think the experience jumps up a lot more with the things. I notice I'm not getting as much as I used to. So let's try it out. Let's go back to settings. Yeah, because I was getting 30,000 from them instead of fucking 18. I always like comparing things. Like, killing people doesn't give you that much more, but the quests give you a lot more. But anyway, like every time I think about like these little situations that when women get like upset because they're like, oh well, I make all this money and that, so why do I need a man? And then they complain about when they get in their 30s and 40s. Well, I want a man because I'm lonely. You know, I want someone to hold me and love me and give me all this. Like you had a chance. Like. Like, I don't know. I just find it kind of interesting. It's like if you're not in a relationship that you actually want to be in, like, you just find like a random fucking dude that you used to fucking know. So that's what happened with me now. Like, all the chicks that I used to know from high school and that, she sat there after like 16 fucking years of, you know, whatever she was doing that. She said that she was attracted to me in high school. And I remember when she was talking about it now, because she, like what happened, and I asked her, like, why didn't you go up to talk to me then if you had a crush on me? You know, and she was like, oh, I was, you know, kind of scared of that. Well, we were young then. She was 17, almost 18. I was like 16 at the time. She's a couple years older than me. And like, so I'm just sitting there thinking to myself, and I'm like, well, you know, I mean, I can understand certain things. You know, I do get it, but where the fuck is this taking me? Okay, bro. I don't know where this piece of shit's even taking me. Yeah, let's take me all the way fuck around the middle of nowhere. Oh man. Damn, he's outrageously a lot.
Slip in, fetch the goods from the tent, and get out quick. I don't know who let these wild beasts run all over, but I'm gonna write them an extremely vulgar letter one day.
But anyway, so she started to want to like talk to me and that, and then all of a sudden out of nowhere, she starts like talking about how she was attracted to me and that, And then I asked her that about like, oh, she had kids already and shit. And it's like you had 2 kids already. And like, girl, you lived next door to me for a long ass time. You could have added me on Facebook and talked to me then if you choose to, you know. I'm like, and then also out of nowhere, you know, I start seeing her at different places and that, and it's like, well, like, you know, like, You're just being desperate. And she was, like, one of the hottest chicks I've seen. You know, like, she was extremely fucking skinny and she was really fucking attractive. And I mean, obviously, you know, because we're 17, 18, that we're more... our weight was always more skinnier now because we're still growing and shit, but... I don't know. It's just the women in their 30s are if they don't have anyone, they just get really fucking desperate. They always want to go after people that they already like know and that, and they do.
Hold on, girl. Hold on.
I don't know. I just find it kind of funny.
Never thought I'd see this again. I believe you've earned this.
So that could be 36,000. CK, whatever.
Always bet on ice. My aim stays on point.
Yeah, these things are going all the same.
You can never control chaos.
But anyway, so like, I'm just sitting there like thinking to myself, and then like, what's going on? It's like, why are these women like they all are like they married before, and then they're all in their fucking 30s, not with men, and that you have to think to yourself, why? It's always millennial women too, like Gen Xer women. Chances of divorce is not as high, but millennial women, man, it's very high, and the Gen Z don't even just get married. Like, they just don't care about marriage at all. Those, a lot of those people are just, like, into open relationships and that because they're fucking retarded. Which open relationships don't actually exist. They're just made up some fucking bullshit. Yeah, it's a bunch of stupid ass shit. I try to get an argument. I got an not an argument, but debate with one of the guys that work in that. They used to work with us and that, and I debated about it and that. Yeah, see, okay. So you can be 30,000, you can be 12,000 more. Yeah, because I just did one before that, it only gave me 18. So, these make the quests give you more. You get almost, what, 90% more, give or take? Doing the bounties, maybe it's just in this area. But yeah, it's just so weird. Like, I don't understand it personally, like, why people do all these things.
It's no secret that I'm an animal lover, generally.
But yeah, it like drives me fucking insane when I see this shit. I'm like, I get it. Like, I personally wasn't ready for relationships barely at all when I was younger than that, you know. I was too busy being a dork and that. And even now, I'm still don't give a fuck about it. If I see a very attractive looking woman and that, I'll be like, oh, you're hot.
Nothing on it.
But yeah, it just makes you laugh though. Cause like some women, like they'll be in their 30s already, and they'll be in a relationship with the man that they just don't fucking like. And I understand shit does happen and that people do change over time and that, but like they'll say they'll be in love and then they're just fucking like completely fucking miserable.
Oh yeah? I should install this sign on myself.
There it is. Okay. Now we know where it's at. But yeah, I just feel like it's kind of weird that like most women like in their 20s and that, and 30s and that, they have such a hard time.
Look here, you know Kairos is as flat as a flitter, don't you? It's a settled fact. Hey, say hey, is that disagreeing, sense? Come prove Kairos ain't flat then. Yeah, which you can't, because it is. We could even put some cassola on it.
So, you are on top.
These things are so fucking annoying. What have you fucking bot? Fuck out of the way, dickhead. But yeah, I just find it kind of funny that I'll be sitting there like when a woman that hasn't seen me in forever and it's like, oh hey, comes out of nowhere, does the hey stranger shit. It's like, honestly, the truth is like, I don't say nothing. I mean, traditional people just don't exist anymore. like if someone's like husband dies or something like that, I kind of, you know, I do understand that shit why they get together with people now. But when a woman has a bunch of kids and then says, "Oh, now I want a relationship because I fucked a bunch of dudes that left my ass because of whatever reason it was," and then they want to find a traditional man that they like knew from like high school and shit. I'm not even. I'm being definitely serious. That's what literally just happened with my manager at work in that. It was some dude that said she fucking did shit with high school, and then like not like 13, 14 years later, she decided to go out with him, and then the dude like gets her pregnant the first like fucking month of them dating. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself now, like, what the fuck? I'm like, dude, you guys, well, we do of each other. Yeah, you do of each other. It doesn't mean like it. And then I find out though the dude like cheated on her and all that shit, and then I'm laughing my ass off, and I'm like, yeah, you're just massively fucking desperate.
Oh my crap, you actually did it. Man, you are gullible, rookie. I like that. Now scram.
And like every time I think to myself about this, I'm like, damn, dude, I'm like, they're so fucking true on that. A lot of these guys talk about this shit and that. They're not lying about this shit. And these women get super desperate now, but when they're younger than that, they'll fling off. They'll fling off all the damn time. It's like, yeah, when you get older now, you want to be traditional. But when you're younger now, you don't want to be traditional. You want to hoe around and be like, look at me, I'm hot, that, you know. Like, it just becomes really fucking hilarious.
Target, taken out.
Damn, dude. There we go. But yeah, I just find it kind of interesting though.
In a world where paying customers put out good money.
But yeah, anyway, being on a higher difficulty is quest experience goes up a lot. It goes up by 90%. It doesn't actually show you, but it does go up a lot more. But the kill experience, dude, where the? Let's wait. See where the fuck am I going?
Like the cold mother. I will make this quick sense. Looks like we have some avenging to do. Luck is on my side.
But yeah, so like I just think about that, and I'm just like, dang, they're 100% right. All these guys that talk about this, the woman thing on TikTok now, women after like a certain age, they literally don't function the same. Like men don't want to be with women that don't want to have fucking kids.
That's it. Fun.
Damn. quite a bit in here. We'll go back down here. I love being down here. Fave fields are actually my favorite. I wish I can go through the story again and just get all the little main story quests and that, but until they put that in there, I'm like, I won't be able to go through any of that shit. I do like the repeatable quests and that, but I want to go through the whole fucking quest line shit.
I know you've got...
You got your hunt.
That river camp has something I want. Do I know what it is? I do not. Does it matter? Doubtful. Will I pay you for the trouble? Time will tell.
Another reason why I like the Fave field, it's flat. So, like, there's not, like, a lot of mountains in the way, really. Not really. You can go around them and that like this. You can go around this crap. But anyway, let's talk about what happened at work and that. Not a whole lot. I could say that we were busy and that. Yeah, we had a little bit of business and shit. But yeah, I always find that shit kind of funny though. Because I'll be sitting there like thinking about it. I'm like, damn. It's like I start to realize that shit. Oh man.
What a lift!
Like I can't say don't get me wrong, and then like, if I find a really attractive girl in their fucking 30s and shit, yeah, I'd probably try to fling on her or at least get close or not. Maybe not like have sex, but like get close and flirt or shit to nothing.
You should not walk so confidently, Lefty. As expected.
Like, I thought about that. Like, I have a little thing for my mange lady, you know. I kinda just want to romance her ass. I don't know if I want to, like, date her. Because I think it's just nuisance. Like, there's no, like, the faith and loyalty is very fucking low for some people.
Now that is some pocket-worthy stuff. Wait, I mean, no, I stand by it.
But yeah, I don't know. I just find that shit kind of funny now. With some people not. But yeah, anyway, at work and that, like I said, nothing really happened. That the one guy I was working with, he said something to my other manager guy about something that he wanted me to do, and he was just like telling me to do something, and I refused to do it.
Our scouts keep getting attacked, but to be honest, even if a creature is charging straight at me, I can't fire my weapon. But we still need their parts. Any help you can give would be appreciated.
And I was like talking to my manager guy about that, and I was being rather a dick about it because it's just like I said, it's like, well, he wasn't doing anything like all day long after like 12:30 or something like that at nighttime, and then he was being really fucking lazy. And he agreed with it because he was the one that was talking to me about that. He was like, he was sitting outside on fucking TikTok for like 10 fucking minutes on work. He's, why I deserve a break type shit. Motherfucker, no, you don't deserve a fucking break. Like, just work. You make it look like this job is hard. If a job's tedious as fuck and you busting your ass, then I can understand, but you ain't busting your ass. You just don't want to work, dude. Like, there's a fine line of fucking difference. And so, like, we're all starting to complain about this shit. And we're like, man, it's like, why don't people just fucking work? It's like, why they just sit there and like, because no one wants to fucking work in general. Like, they just hate working. They want to have a scapegoat life where they just sit there and don't do anything. And to me, like, it completely defeats the fucking purpose of being at work when you're sitting there and barely want to do stuff. And so, you know, one of the guys I asked him that, you know, I was like, hey, it's like, why don't you want to work in that? You know, or not like that, it's just like, why don't you care about your job in that? He's like, why do I care about my job? Like, because it makes you money.
These parts may not look tasty yet, but once I get them on some heat, season and blend in there, it's game over.
And like, I always think about that, you know, like, people that just want to work just because they just make money in that, and the only time they ever are entertained is when they're at home, and I'm like, well, I can get it. In some retrospect, I get entertainment at home, and I'm like, why do you want to be entertained like that all the damn time? Like,
Hold on. Like the animal predator.
and it kind of keeps running through my mind that, because, you know, I'll ponder about this shit quite a bit, and that, because I used to be like, kind of like that. I don't know why I want to be at work and that, you know, I'd rather be at home playing video games and shit. But then, you know, when you read the Bible and that, and you try to understand the concept of why these things are happening, that it's just sloth. You're just being lazy. You want to be fucking entertained all the time, and being entertained all the time is just a waste of time.
Creatures around.
Gyro's cuisine is big. You know, some people think of blood sport as conservation. Maybe you should go conserve this pack of wild animals.
And like, and then I have to put it to perspective for myself, and that it's like, okay, like, if this happened, how would I feel about this? And then I'd be like, okay. So when I was younger, now I was very entertained by working, you know, on video games and that, loving video games, talking about video games,
I will show you what
watching anime and shit. Every once in a while, I'll find a really good fucking fun anime that I just love. And like, one of the animes that I deeply love is like Solo Leveling. Solo Leveling is probably one of the like coolest animes I've seen in a long ass time. I really do enjoy that one a lot. I'm waiting for the 3rd season to pop out. I'm super hyped for it. But anyway, so... But I talk about real life progress in that. Well, when you watch like animes, especially like Soul Loving is literally just like a guy that, you know, starts off as like the weakest hunter, and all of a sudden he gets like a leveling, you know, mechanism that, you know, that helps him level up and shit. It helps him get stronger, and that helps him, you know, be able to level up and get stronger. And I'm always thinking, that's kind of cool. And I always think that's very interesting, man. And like, I think about it, I'm just like, that's kind of cool now. You know, it's kind of like real life. You know, real life's kind of like that. You know, when you level up yourself through exercise, through studying, going through all these concepts and that, like, they're not lying. Like, it's literally like that. Like, your stats you do gain stats. Like, you lift weights that you do get stronger if you eat the right food and that. And you go through the cycles of certain things and that. Your body does grow. You know. Yeah, it's better just easy just to quit and go back to here. Just do like the first like 6 or 7 quests. Yeah, there's more quests to do, but I think they should pop. Yeah, they do. They constantly pop.
You don't have any problem getting physical with rippers, do you?
Pot, this one.
Should have quit while you were ahead.
Yeah, I got time. Yeah, I kind of want to save these creatures for next quest and that makes no reason because killing them, I mean, the experience is good, but I might as well go and use it for the quest too. But yeah, so like every time I watch any type of anime, I grew up on that stuff and that, so it's like I watch stuff and I'm like, man, okay, I kind of understand the someone's really weak in that, he gets, you know, superhero powers and shit. And of course, in real life, it's a lot more different than that because you don't get superhero powers. Man. You look at yourself from a child perspective to adult perspective. You always want to think certain things. Oh, if I had this and that, but it's all make believe. Grab some more of the kill bounties.
friendship bracelet, but I want it back before Conway notices it's gone. You know how they get.
We're gonna go in a different direction.
Scatter before me! Find the fucking would you? You are not much to look at anyway. Son of a... Today, your life comes to an end.
Oh, fuck. So... There it is.
Every time I see you, it feels like my birthday. Look, you even brought me a present.
But yeah, the quest experience jumps up dramatically when you go into this, so it's actually kind of a good thing. So I might get up to level 6. I think I should be able to beat that guy, yeah. Obviously, I'm just gonna be using this guy. But we'll see what happens.
Here for your cookie. Ah, fine. Guess you earned it.
Which would explain the general odor.
Nice. But yeah, it's like I've been noticing with the people in that all together in that when they do stuff in that in their life, especially with certain gender or not gender, but generations and that, how people grow up on that. I just can't help but like see it from like I know some people get up with like a lot of gangster rap and shit and just rap, you know, just. And when I listen to the rap and that, like this shit gets like super fucking ghetto and that, like. I was like, dude, like, why are you so fucking ghetto? Like, do you really think that's something that like is? Like, I don't understand that. And then when you look at the personality of that, they're just like, they're just retarded people. Like, they're just dumb. And you see them, and you just tell that they're just not intelligent people.
Oh, great. The creature bones I asked for. Ugh, gross. I mean, thank you, but gross.
They got to go back to that one fucking place. I'll just go right here. This is the one. Corrosive. Converts damage to corrosive. Yeah, they get a whole bunch of the fucking guns nowadays. I don't like them that because it's like converts damage to, but depends on the fucking health type. I don't know why that's like that. Yeah, I don't know why it has that. I mean, I've been getting those. Yeah, I've been actually finding those guns quite a bit. It's just none of them are fully fucking elemental. They're like, depending on the health type, it changes over to corrosive and that, or cryo, or fire and that. I don't see the point in fucking getting them when they're just absolutely fucking pointless. That gun's fun. Oh, let me get this thing.
Just give me 5 bucks. Oh, I've never seen wildlife. What are your thoughts on taking out a whole group of Order soldiers? Let me guess. Yes, please.
Better be a big ass battle royale of shit.
I have always been precise. Nothing! Gunning for glory!
Now we can hear how you roll those Order bastards down in more detail later. Until then, have a token of my appreciation.
Okay, need to kill those fuckers. Go faster, damn it. I don't think they're gonna pop again.
I don't care how tall you are, you will fall short.
Hey, what did you... I think I'm allergic to the local fauna. You wouldn't let them make a girl cry, would you?
Do a helpful murder?
Not shaking that one off. Something to add to the chaos.
Yeah, keep moving. The moment you stand still is the moment they catch up to you.
As expected. Bah! So that is what bad luck looks like. Would you like a glass of water?
With those creatures gone, people can move around a little bit safer. You did good.
I always make time for the little things.
Okay. Yeah, it takes a little bit to level up, but I can do that one now. Okay. But yeah, I don't know. It's
I just think Rush is... It's gonna
just
cost
life and stuff has been like up and down and stuff like that. Yeah. So anyway, I guess we'll talk about what happened at work the other day now. So, something happened in that at one of the managers and that, and I refused to like do something when I was doing something else and that, and I told him, I'm just like, hey, it's like, you know, you did like one thing. And I told him, I was like, I told him, I was like, oh, I did, like 3 or 4 things for you. You know, I swept the floor really good. I did, what we call ego towers, which are just basically where we put our, like, shells at and stuff to keep them warm and that, like our, our warmers. I cleaned all that stuff up and that. And I was just trying to explain to him, I was like, if I did all this stuff for you and that, it's like, you could do the cold line and all that crap and that because, I already did all this other crap and that. It was like, of course, it was like 20 minutes before I was going to leave for work. It's not to say I wasn't going to stay more, but I can't always stay more at work and that because I normally have 8-hour shifts for a lot of my shifts. And so, like, I'm just sitting there, and I'm like, well, you can just do that because I did all this stuff for you and that, it'll give you something to do. Instead of everything getting fucking done. And the funny thing is, and the reason why I said that is because I was going to do the dishes of that, and I ended up doing the fucking dishes of that. And so all the dishes were already done for that. And so like, okay, well, that was the whole point of you doing that. Like you did the cold line, just to say, and then I'll just do dishes of the cold line, so at least the dishes are done. Because you're just wasting fucking time. Because you're a body. You could be doing stuff. It's gonna help you out in the long run. But instead of you wanting to do those things, you sit there and tell someone else to do things so you don't have to do those things. Like, the thing is, you can do it, and then I can help you finish off the rest of the cleaning of that.
Anyone looking for a job to take out some ornery creatures? A whole lot of them?
So, don't ask anybody. Just get it.
Okay. There's some water guys over here. There's a lot of okay. But anyway, and then I heard about today. This was 2 days ago. I heard about today that one of the guys said, one of the managers said, well, he got mad because you didn't do, that I didn't do the cold line and all that stuff. And I was like, what do you mean? It's like, I did everything else and that. I basically helped do the bulk of the stuff and that. Because you guys close at 3. I stayed till 2. And like almost everything was pretty much done. All you had to do is do like a little bit of stuff. And I was trying to understand what he was saying. That like you're not doing anything. Like it's like the dude's just sitting outside on TikTok and that, and just pouting about work. I'm like, oh my god, bro! Like. Like, are you really pouting about work, bro? Like, and then I look at the way that he, like, way this dude acts and that, and I'm starting to see, like, the signals of, like, he talked about he worked at another place now. Like I said, I'm nothing against anybody that I talk about that, but I'm trying to figure out the mindset of them because I find it kind of funny in that when I see an older person have like a childish like mindset, I'm just like, you really defeat the fucking purpose of being fucking an adult. And it has a lot to do with video games and being excited. Like you could still work and still be entertained too. And when you get into the mindset of them, it's like high school mindset. It's like I don't want to have to fucking do something because it's not what I like to do. I said, well, formulate some type of strategy in your brain, and enjoy the things that you do. And all it comes down to lack of communication. The communication's very low. They can't just like communication's just all over the place with these people. Like when you talk to them, they're like, "Well, no, I still like people." I said, "What do you mean you don't like people? You like yourself?" I said, "Well, yeah, I like myself, but then you like people then." Because there's not much of a difference between one person and another person that much. Like we all have ideas in our head, we all have things that we like and that, but there's not really that much of a difference, honestly. And so, like, and I always want to learn and like go through this stuff and kind of learn that. It's like, oh, I guess I kind of be like that too. No, I used to hate people, and I always love people. Oh, let's fucking the pop. I think he's down here. There he is. Bitch. That's how cool these guys too. Cool.
Kairos is the light. We are its protection.
Sorry. Just making up words.
Yeah, I'm aware, bitches. Where am I going? Okay. There it is. But anyway, so like, I talked to other guys about it and that, and I asked him, and it's like, why don't you want to enjoy your job and that? He's like, oh, well, because I don't. I'd rather be at home and that. I said, well, but you have to work to make money. You might as well enjoy your job. Just little things like communication, talk to people and that, stuff like that. And, like, I talk about these specific things that because for some reason people just don't like that. They don't like doing shit. I'm like, oh my god, come on, guys! Like you can be happy working that, and then when I start cracking jokes and I start communicating that with them and then finally they open up. I said that's the problem. You don't want to open up to people. That's why you're fucking miserable. You can open up to people now. You want to think that you are different than everybody. And like, you go through this.
Other people on Kairos, and you pick a fight with me?
And I started like, I pondered about this stuff and that, and I thought about it with my, who I used to be back then. Like, I never really, I personally never hated people. I despise certain people and that because of, temptations and that. Once you learn how God wants us to be, you kind of don't want to do the things that are bad. Like, you just want to love people and love what they do because everybody has their own way of living. Like, there's not just one way of living, it's just the way that you think it is.
The odds were in my crosshairs, baby.
And that's one of the things, that I continuously keep learning more of is like we're all similar in many different ways. The only thing that makes us kind of slightly different is the things that we like, our personalities. But most of the things that we want to do is we want to be loved, we want to be cared for, we want to be, to get attention for and that. Like, these are the things that we just normally just do as human beings. Like, back in the old days and that, like, people used to just communicate. They learn how to communicate with people. If they meet someone they don't know,
Quite the ordeal you have sent me, Kanansi.
they'll say their name. They'll be like, oh, hello, my name's this, and they'll tell something about themselves. And they'll say, oh, I like this, I like to do this, and then people can go from there, you know? Like, you want an introduction.
I can't leave my post to thank you, or the music will die. And I would die too, of course. We'll leave it like that.
And that's what you do. You communicate with people. But I noticed, like, nowadays, there's, like, the introductions are never fucking there. Like, people don't want to introduce themselves and that. They keep themselves, and these are full-grown fucking men, too. Full-grown men, they're like, no. There's, like, barely any introduction. They don't talk about things that they hold everything in. And, like, one of the first things they want to do is say life is pointless. I'm not even joking. They'll literally say life is pointless. I'm like, life is pointless? I'm like, what are you talking about? Life is pointless. Like, you live it, don't you? Well, yeah. But life, when you say life is pointless, it means you don't have any direction. That means you're literally just sitting there and just coping with life. Like, you gotta have a sense of fucking direction. That's a problem with a lot of fucking people. Their sense of direction is shit. And then they wonder why their lives fucking suck. You gotta have goals. You gotta have things you can do. Like, you learn this shit when you're a fucking kid. But if you sit there and don't pay attention as a kid, you don't know as an adult. Just because you get older doesn't mean you just know something.
We will find out how you die.
Like, things don't just come in just because you get older. You have to actually try to learn shit.
Your second was me.
And it's a training. It's like training montages. Like some of the guys at work talk about me lifting weights and shit. Like, oh well, you lift a lot of weights and that, and they they kind of look at me like about
always been precise.
like a progress type thing and that. And I asked them, "I want you guys can lift weights with me and that, you guys live kind of close, and then we can go to the gym and that, and just lift weights and shit."
Somebody wants pain!
And a lot of them are just like, no, I don't want to do that. I just don't think that it's important or something like that. I'm like, of course you don't. You don't think anything's important.
Don't do as a snack between meals.
You guys gotta have goals. You guys gotta do shit. And I know one guy came in my stream and that he's like, I have no purpose in life. I'm like, so you don't have things you want to do? And
Outgunned and outclassed.
and like he's like when you're a kid and that you're excited about life and that you're excited about doing things and that.
Steve after my own heart. I knew I liked you.
Like there's always something to do. Like why are we sitting there and just being like, oh, there's nothing to do. Life's boring. Life's this. Life's that. And just like, oh my god.
Appreciate the effort.
I don't know. I just find it very interesting. Oh, move. I hate this has like a mouse fucking thing. It doesn't move fast enough. It's slow as fuck. Cause like I'll think about it when I got in a conversation with a dude and that he asked me that. It's like, well, like why do you want to be here? Well, I'm getting paid. Like, okay, well you're getting paid by working, so you might as well enjoy it. You might as well be happy. He's like, why? And like I'm happier when I'm at home, playing video games and shit. Like, but if you have to, the whole point of it, if you have to work. If you have to work, you might as well enjoy your work. That's kind of like the point of it. Like you might as well enjoy your job.
Today, your run comes to an end.
And that's why I always, like, just enjoy it. Happiness is a fucking choice. And, like, a lot of people just think, oh, I just want to be miserable. Like, why? Why do you want to be miserable? You just keep asking the question why about things and that. There's always going to be some type of fucking answer to it. And then, like, these excuses come in. It's like, well, it's like, yeah, you have horrible guidance. That's all it is. Yeah, massively shitty fucking guidance. That's the reason why you do the things you do.
will not even feel this.
Fuck you. But anyway, so like, and it's like you guys just make life miserable for yourselves for no fucking reason.
Is this where Grenade to shuffle them up.
And then I talk, then I'm talking to another teammate. He's a lead in that, and he's like the same fucking way.
Keep your eyes on the road.
I'm just like, why are we having like the same conversation with like two different people now? Like they're just the same fucking people. I'm only happy when I'm at home and that when I'm playing video games and that. Yes, I understand that video games are fun and that, but like. But there's better things to fucking do than it is just to fucking sit there and just waste your fucking time.
Another fight goes my way.
I like join a gym. A lot of it comes down to these people lack communication skills with the outside world because they're so into just being virtual, like, and like online chats and shit. Like they don't know how to communicate with actual people because they're afraid to be themselves. And that's what always seems to be like one of the biggest problems.
Practical, precise,
That people don't like to communicate unless they're online because they feel unsafe. I'm like, yeah, but you'll talk to a lot of fucked up people online too, because the fucked up people are the ones that sit there and don't like to be in public because they're mentally fucking retarded and they have a hard time being in public because they're just that fucking weird. Like they're just unorthodox people. But yeah, that's like the biggest thing I figured out. Like people lack communication skills. They just don't know how to introduce themselves. They don't like talking to people. They shun themselves, and it's like. But when you actually do talk to them and finally like open up, people say, "Well, I'm just getting used to people now." Like, I say, what you're doing is you're overthinking things.
Sure, but more importantly, it works. How about saving some lives and some noses?
Bring me the claws and scales and whatever doohickeys adorn some of the local wildlife and help me show her I care.
Like you watch them, like go out in public and try to talk to someone. The first thing I always do is I just communicate normal with people. I say, oh hey, how you doing? That, just basic communication. People hate doing that shit. Like why? I think, why don't you want to communicate with people? Like, I don't personally, I don't understand it anymore because it's like, it's the biggest fundamental thing for us to do as human beings is to be communicating with each other. And then you start looking at, okay, why do they not like doing that? Okay, you ask the question that, and you're just like, oh, that's the reason why. They have too much pride and they think that they're better than everybody. Not even joking to you. They think they're better than everybody, so they just kind of like, they snub their fucking nose. We call that boasting. And this is what a lot of people seem to do. They snub nose or boasting, and they'll make fun of people that like are like that because they're like that. Being surprised, people talk about themselves, you know, how they act quite a bit in general because that's just who they are. You know, they'll act a specific way, and then you're just like, oh, but that's what you act like. So why do you talk about other people like that? It's like people that, you know, say like, oh, well, I was trying to understand this because I hear this stuff a lot. When people talk about fat people, but they're fat. But you're fat. Why do you talk about people that are fat and get mad at them being fat, but you're fat too?
Don't hit the player.
You know, they'll make up an excuse for that. And then it clicks in. What did Jesus say? People tend to judge other people that instead of judging themselves. God was 100% right. When people deal with temptation, they deal with pride and all these sins and that, they are the first ones that love to judge everybody else besides themselves because they literally believe that they're better. They have a belief system. They're like, well, I'm better than you because I got this better than you, this better. But the truth is, when they get talked to, and they get proven wrong, normally the first thing they tend to do is make up excuses and get fucking mad at you. Like, they'll yell at you and shit. They like physically and mentally get fucking mad at you. And then ask like 1,000 fucking questions about you and how fucked up you are. And you always say, well, we're not talking about me, we're talking about you.
Should have quit while you were ahead.
And then you're like, and then once you learn the concepts of why Jesus said, you know, take the thorn out of your own eye first before you take the dust out of your brother's eye. What he's talking about, the judgmentalness of people.
I'll be in my trailer.
You know, it's not good to sit there and to be judgmental over other people unless you judge yourself first. So you look at those concepts of why does Jesus always talk about those parables and that. He's trying to tell us something about to love everybody. And if you want to judge someone, make sure that you don't do the same thing that they do. That's all it is. Because their lifestyle is different than yours, so you can't really, like, unless it's something that's obviously fucking retarded. Like, you can't control someone else's personality. You can't talk for a person, which people tend to do a lot, and say, well, you can't say these specific things and that because their feelings get hurt. And that's the basic stuff. It is like, people's feelings are getting hurt, and so why does it want me to go there? And they'll get fucking upset because their feelings get hurt, and then what they want to do is they call it fucking hate speech. Yeah, full on hate speech. Like, why are you calling it hate speech for? Oh, because I don't like it. Like what? That's not how it works. Like, it doesn't work like that. When you say hate speech, it just literally means what it actually means. It means something that you don't like, so you get offended and you want to say it's racism. It's a form of what these liberal fucking retards think is racism. And they do it all the time. I'm just like, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm like, what? It's. I'm like, just because you don't like something doesn't mean that other people have to like it too.
Don't spend it all in one place! Holy!
Okay. Once we go all the way to fucker. Oh, that's yours.
I will show you what real freedom looks like! Never give me alive! We
Forgot it, bitch.
and lovers!
Thanks for murdering that animal in cold blood. This should cover the therapy bill.
Therapy. Therapy's like the biggest, stupidest cop-out I've ever heard of. Guys, therapy's so dumb. Only like people that don't understand like wisdom have therapy.
Target fine.
Get close, and I smoke you! Now we are talking! Danger! Dance! Destruction! That is the way the dice is.
My sister.
Actually, I could probably just go. But yeah, so like every time I look at these concepts and that with people, that it just makes me laugh. Cause I'll be sitting there like, really, guys, like.
Crimson resistance, huh?
Like people just. I kind of forgot what I was talking about. I get sidetracked a lot when I'm fucking playing this game. Let me get my head on straight. I gotta think about this shit. Sure. Climb this side of the wall. Like that. Awesome. Oh, come on. Get the fuck out of the bench.
Moving closer. Hurry for one. Unmatched quantity. Make way for me. Ow! The odds were in my crosshairs favor. Another fight goes my way. I have your favorite! Heavenly gem.
One more.
Quite a prize.
Wave. I've been fighting this wave gun a lot. Having fun in a pool. It's a deep ass fucking pool. Yeah, it's really deep. It's kind of funny that these people are actually like super fucking civilized and shit. That's a nice pool. Okay, when you get down, you kill the pocket fuckers. Yeah, my stomach's starting to hurt. I need to get some food. Oh, well, I'm gonna get up, chit chat for a little bit. Yeah, just talking in general, but gotta clean up my fucking ears. Ooh. But anyway, so what I was talking about before, what happened at work. Oh man, I was sitting there, didn't do the thing in that, but I do things a specific way, and that, I don't like being told what to do at my job next. I already know what the fuck I'm doing. I always tell people I do things a specific way, and that's it. I don't want to change up things because I fucking hate doing that shit. That shit annoys the shit out of me, and it pisses me off when people want to change how I, personally do things because I'm doing the job. I'm doing the job, just doing it in a different way. And normally it's similar. So like, as I was talking with my other manager now that, he's the gay dude and that, he's pretty cool with me and that. Obviously he likes me and that, which is kind of a good thing because I trust him because he has an attraction towards me. So if I communicate with him about something and, we're dorky guys together and he's actually kind of an innocent soul. He's very, he's got very, like, kind of a pure-hearted soul going on with him and that because he's, young and that. And he's kind of like me. He doesn't really do much of anything in that. And we connect. I mean, obviously, if he heard that, he'd probably think I'm trying to, like, get with him and that. But no, because he really is attracted to me a lot. Some days it's kind of annoying more than others and that because of the way he acts and that. So I can't really, say anything bad about it because there's nothing really bad about having someone that is attracted to you that you can like trust at work and that. And so, like, I'm trying to look at everything from a very, well, I guess from God's perspective, the way Jesus talks in that, and like, I'm trying to open up people in that, and it's working. People are starting to open up to me and that. People communicate with me more and that. I tried something like, it's like we do the same thing every day. I try to put these concepts in their head. Like when you go into work, you already know what's going to happen for the most part, as in like work related. Like we're gonna get orders, simple shit. We know we're gonna have to get orders by doing our selective jobs. Either you make the food or you get the service of the food. And like that's just how it is. So like instead of being so harsh on yourself at work, like working in general, just be laid back. You know what you're doing. Have the confidence that you can complete the thing, but have fun with it. Don't sit there and be so stressed out because this, and this, and this. And I see people do that stuff, and it's like because the more you stress out yourself, the more you lack focus, and the more you don't, you just, it's unwanted stress basically. And when we talk about these concepts and that, why people don't like working at, we have to go to a perspective of an older person, not someone that's like that has an old time like way of living. These people are probably in their 50s and 60s, maybe in their like 40s and that, where they accept work. They're like, I have to work. I might as well just enjoy my job, make competition out of it, and then you just make work more fun. So like the other day, we did a 4-hour spread to where we were just getting slammed, and of course we had our little fundamental breaks of like 5 minutes maybe overall, off and on throughout the whole entire day. But we had a gigantic rush. And so we kept on pushing it. And so the manager guy was sitting there. We were just sitting there like making fun of why people complain about work. And then when the one guy came in, we were dragging it towards him because he was literally bitching about work. Oh my god, I gotta make stuff in that. I'm like, bro. And I always tell people that if you don't want to be on the line, then get the fuck off the line. And just let me work. It's like, you could go sit there and go fucking do something else. You're putting too much effort and too much energy in your fucking emotions because you don't want to be here. If you don't want to be here, clock the fuck out and go home then. And then they get all frustrated because they're like, why do you make money? Then shut the fuck up and do your job and be happy with it. And then they get the concepts, well, I'm only working at fast food and that. I was like, fast food's a job. And these jobs are actually quite difficult. Like, you have to understand that, like, yes, you can get a construction job, then go get a construction job. Well, that's hard too. Like, so it doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter what you do. Unless someone's just giving you fucking money for doing really stupid shit. Say, like, for instance, if people are paying me to fucking stream, you know what happened to that? I get bored of fucking streaming. I'm like, yeah, I don't want to do it today. Like, I look at people like Asmongold or other people in that fucking day. They have a scheduled streaming thing going on where they have to be on because people want to watch them. And like sometimes they're on for 12 hours and they sit there all day just talking about random shit. And they're always on the computer net. And they're always getting like picked on in that because of the way they look or stuff like that. And like the people start to judge them because they say, well, if you have all this money and that, maybe you need to do something. Because whatever reason why that they have a big Twitch channel anyway or whatever it is, just because they had money before that. They just inverted their money into streaming, and they bought a bunch of subs, they bought a bunch of bots, they bought a bunch of everything, and then all of a sudden, their shit grew dramatically. A lot of these big main streamers most likely bought a enormous amount of their subs. They already had money before that. They just integrate it to streaming because it's fucking easier. Because they can sit at home all day and basically just talk about shit and take their breaks whenever they want to. They don't actually have to work. I said they just want something super fucking easy. And you know, and these are the things that always seem to fucking happen. And like, and you learn about it. Some people get lucky in that, you know, they'll get on that, you know, they'll talk about a certain genre of things like dating. People talk about relationship shit happening that their channels grow. They'll talk about politics. Their channel will grow dramatically. And I know a lot of politics channels that are fucking massively fucking grown. Some of them are like not original based things. They just follow what everybody else does, and then their channel grows. Like people talk about a lot of woke shit, and they make fun of like movies and you know what these people say in that, and they make fun of you know the news media and shit. And it's like it's what everybody actually does see, but people make fun of it, so they get money off of it. Like you guys are not being original. Like oh what happened to angry video game nerd type shit? Like people are mimicking all that crap, and so I'm trying to go to that. When things begin, they always begin with the sweetness. But as things go on, when people mimic other people and that, when people do the same thing that other people do, or whatever concepts of words that we want to use, it gets dull and it gets kind of boring. It's like when James Rolfe did AVGN back in 2006. Dude was like in his 20s. I think it was like 20 or 21. Funny ass dude. Wrote really good stuff in that. You know, he did a movie. Hey, I like this movie. I mean, I didn't like the ET review because the ET review wasn't really like acted super well, but like the rest of the movie, the rest of the movie was fucking great. Like this dude could literally sit there and make a bunch of fucking movies based upon his made up character, and people would watch it. I watched it like fucking like 2 weeks ago. I was upstairs eating food and that like really early in the morning. I popped on Angry Video Game Nerd Movie Night. I watched it all. It was fucking hilarious. I really enjoyed that. Like, these are just normal fucking people. You know, they have normal jobs. They research development of movies and they become voiceover, you know, people and that for companies and shit. And then they decide to go in and make a YouTube video of them talking about Castlevania, an old ass fucking Nintendo game from the like 80s, and then got a bunch of views. Probably like a couple thousand views because YouTube just started coming out, and then it got bigger next. People started talking about it more. And I remember back in like 2007, one of the guys said, "There's this guy on the internet. It's on YouTube. Like YouTube is like he looks it up in that, and it was hilarious. It was already on season 2 of it, and he just kept on making stuff in that. And I'm like, wow, this guy. I love video games. I remember watching the Batman AVGN, and it was fucking hilarious. He did a fantastic job with it. Him and Mike Matei were doing the joke. He was doing the Joker and that, and they were beating each other up and just having fun. That you know, and it was amazing. And then you get down to what's happening now. Now there's another nerdy guy out there that's kind of like ABGN, and he's kind of like passing down the torch to him because he's younger. He's like in his 20s. And James Rob's like 40, 41, 42 now or something like that. He's passing out a torch. I'm like, well, first off, dude, you're not even that fucking old. Like, I don't know why people think old is like, oh man, I'm like, you're not old until like you're in like literally your fucking 70s. 70s and 80s and that is when you're old. When you're in your 40s, think about 100%. When you're 1 years old, you're at 1% of like age. You just started off in that. It take every year you add on a percent, and some people don't live to 100 half the time anyway. They normally die roughly around about 86 to 90 something percent of their whole life expansion. You know you're supposed to live to like 120. That's like the oldest that you can normally live. Some people say they live at like 130 and that, but like Very some people have lived that long. But why do we have such a time expansion to say what's old and what's not old? People look at me being 36. They're like, you're old. I'm like, these people are in their 20s. I'm like, 20 and 30s, or say 20s, say like from 20 to 50. You really got to think about it. If you stay consistently like healthy with yourself in that, you really don't change that much. The only thing that fundamentally changes really is your wisdom, your experience. Your personality doesn't really change that much. And like wisdom is your discipline. You know more about life, so you continuously do the things that you need to do. That makes you happy, you're entertained, you make money in that. These are the cycles that you always do. You gotta get a habit of it. And then you can either develop like really unhealthy habits where you eat a bunch of shit food in that, you don't exercise in that, or you get really healthy habits where you're exercising, you're going through the concepts of wanting to get stronger, get smarter in that, maybe have a relationship, maybe have some friends in that. And, and then you're just like, oh, well, 50, then someone in their 20s look at you, well, you're old. It's like, yeah. It's like, I see guys in their 50s that they're fucking massively in good shape. They have a lot of money in that. They're very wise. They follow basically what Christ actually tells them to follow. They follow what God actually tells them to follow. To love everybody in that, to help people out in that. And they're just overly fucking great fucking people. And then when I see some people that are miserable, they're fat, their hair's lost, they go through all these cycles of stress and shit. Instead, the reason why people stress out because you lost faith. You lost faith in yourself. You lost faith in God. This is the reason why faith altogether is the reason why we continually push on. We continually push on because we have faith. God gives us blessings all the time. We have faith in Him and faith in His wisdom. That's why when I talk about certain concepts of why people do things, why they're not happy at work, because they want to be at home. They say, well, I only do this for the money. I said, well, why don't you just be happy when you do it? They believe it's not a choice. And I said, okay, so like you could choose to communicate. You can choose to express yourself. You think it's weak to smile. And when I look at these concepts, people come in looking miserable. I come in sometimes very focused, not miserable, but people ask, it's like, oh, what's going on with you? You're not talking. I'm like, oh, I'm just really focused right now on that. I want to get shit done. And then later on that I open up and I'll start talking. It's not that I don't want to talk. It's just, right now I'm just focused. I'm not miserable. I just want to get shit done because it's work. And then finally open up in that, I'll crack some jokes and that, I'll be stupid in that. I'll say some one-liners from shows and shit like that. I've always just do a whole bunch of stuff that it boosts the morale of people up. Some people walk into work, they're miserable as fuck. They're like, oh my god, I have to be here. I'm like, yeah, you're on the schedule, motherfucker. You have to be here. It's difficult to fucking walk into a place where you barely have to fucking work. I'm like, are you serious, bro? I was like, we're barely doing anything. Ugh. So that's what faith does to you. This is since we talk about all these negative things, that's always negative. So where do these negative things come from? They come from temptations. They come from lack of faith in God. Because we don't have faith in God, because God is the ruler of all happiness and all love and all the good things that happen in our life, which is called grace. Grace is the main thing in all of humanity that contains the joyfulness of life itself. And you can tap into it anytime you want to. God literally just gives it to us. And this is why we start going through these cycles of understanding why we should have faith in God, because God is the only thing that makes joyfulness. He's the only thing that makes happiness. And it is a choice. That's why it's a choice to be in love. That's why it's a choice to be happy. We tap into His grace, and the happiness flows through it, and it makes us happy. It's still a choice, though. Because like we talk about Jesus, we talk about Yahweh, we talk about I am. When we talk about God altogether, angels listen. Demons hate it. They say, "Why do you want to be joyful? The world's so terrible." I said, "Well, the world's terrible because of you. It's not terrible because of people. It's terrible because people give in to the demon temptation. They give in to the sin. Some sins are, as they don't produce a lot of negative things, but sometimes they fuck your life up. But when people sit there and they try to think about life and that, they don't believe in temptation. They don't believe demons do anything at all. They believe demons like come out like eat people and that. Well, that's fucking stupid because they can't do shit like that because they're fucking spirits. But people believe those type of things because they watch like movies like Evil Dead, where the Necronon S. Morris comes out, and you got Deadites coming out. They possess humans all the time, and all of a sudden you see Bruce Campbell with this big old demon shit in there and go, and that shit's fake. People do get possessed, but they get possessed. The possession happens to specific people, and sometimes it's just hereditary. Because the people involve themselves with Satan so much and they hereditary pass that shit down to the family. And sometimes they don't even realize it. Like, how many people said they want to do seances that when they're younger or do Ouija board? I'd never done a Ouija board before. I've seen one. I'd never done one before. But when you look at someone that's done one or done seances, always got demons on them. Always. Psychics are fucking liars because they're filled with a bunch of demons that they're all a bunch of fucking bullshit. People that predict shit are all fucking liars. Future predictions don't really fucking exist. You could put something out there and say, well, this could happen, but it doesn't mean it's going to happen exactly what you say. Like, there was a prophet, just to say, but I don't believe he was a prophet. He was very in touch with God. He always very, very, like, Holy Spirit does do magnificent things, and being a prophet is one of them. This guy came out back in, like, 2016. He was a prophet, and he played the piano, and he talked prophets, and he brought up a prophet about Trump and Biden. He said there's going to be two presidents. There's going to be one that's going to be elected, and then there's going to be another one that's going to be, they're both going to be presidents, but there's only going to be one main president. There's going to be two. Mar-a-Lago is literally second Washington to a certain extent. That's why he got it. And so, like, and he predicted this shit back in, like, the early, like, 2013, 2016 or something like that. And he was kind of dead on. He's got two different people that basically saying that people are going to steal the election, and the real president's going to be in Mar-a-Lago, which is what happened, and the fake president's going to be in Washington. And then some people make up all these theories and that about, like, oh yeah, he's in Hollywood, Washington, while Trump's in the actual Washington D.C. So they're videotaping Biden in Hollywood, Washington, because Hollywood. It's got a Washington building too. It's all fake and shit. They got basically the printout of the actual, like, Washington D.C., which is what Hollywood tends to do. It's all fake shit. And you look at it from that perspective, now it's like, okay, was he dead on about things? To a certain extent, he was. But some people dig really fucking deep into stuff and that, and then you start getting to elitism. I say it like this. The things that you see about the Iran war, about them slaughtering people, that's true. They were literally killing their own people. Africa does it all the time too. They slaughter people. And you see videos of people dying, and you get, like, people talk about it. Some people say it's fake and that. No, not all the shit that's fake is not fake online. Like, when you look about what's fake in that, I think, when Trump says, oh, he destroyed, like, almost all their ballistic missiles and that, they're still using ballistic missiles. I don't think he destroyed them all, obviously, because the country's really big. Iran's a rather fucking large country, and that, it'd take a long time. He probably, like, destroyed their manufacturers, that they probably still have some left over in their arsenals and that. Whatever. And they talk about, oh, we destroy all their the drone stuff, and they're still using drones. So when you look at it from this perspective, now, like, you ain't telling the full truth. You're kind of just speaking out of your ass, basically. And people are starting to notice that. And talk about their Navy, talk about their Air Force and that they destroy them. Yeah, you could destroy their Navy, obviously, because their Navy ships are not nearly as good as ours. Of course not. They got old ass technology while we have like the best stuff in the world. Anyway, I need to take a shit. Be right back.